Well, hey there. I'm Kimberly Ferguson, CEO and founder of Emerald Expectations Accounting. I'm so happy that you're here. The Emerald Corner is a place where life and business meet. So we want to share with you the process of running a business while maintaining a life with your loved ones. Today, we're going to be talking about how to choose an accounting software. I'm sure some of you are thinking, there's more than one. You're cute. The truth is that there are a lot of options out there, but I want you to know which ones are going to suit you and your business the best. So then I will share with you my personal favorites as an accounting professional. So first, let me share with you some of the more popular options that we have for accounting software in the US. The software is also typically available in other countries, but I'm sure there are other software that are also available outside of the US that aren't mentioned here. So let's jump into the most popular options and then we'll talk about the pros and cons, okay? So we've got QuickBooks, we've got FreshBooks, we've got Wave, we've got Zoho, we've got Sage, and we've got NetSuite. So those are the biggest ones in the US. So pros and cons. So let's start with NetSuite. So a lot of accounting professionals love this software. It has a lot of capabilities. It's great for like really large companies who have an international presence maybe and even want to utilize their accounting system as their CRM and like task management system. It does also have its own like integrated payroll system where you can utilize time tracking, PTO management, expense reimbursements, all that stuff like under one roof. And of course it does like invoicing and stuff like that as well. Cons, I would say this is a big one for me, but the usability is just not there. And let me just say, if you are not an accountant, just go ahead and move on right now. This system is not user-friendly. It is definitely not made for the layperson or just a general small business owner. It takes about 17 different steps to get anywhere you want to go. And once you move on from the onboarding process, getting help from their help center is just kind of like a waste of time. Not to mention the price tag is like mucho. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one 2 stars. So next we have Sage. I don't have a lot of experience with this particular software, but I do know it's an oldie but goodie. So Sage was one of the original accounting software options, and I have to give it props for that, right? It does provide a lot of great features like an integrated HR system, invoicing, purchase orders, inventory tracking, and more. But they're a little bit late to the game as far as going online. So I think that the system feels a little bit clunky while you're in there. It does start as low as about $10 per month though, so I've got to give it props on cost, right? So overall, I would give the system 3 stars. So next we have Zoho. So Zoho is a great option if you kind of want an all-in-one experience. Kind of similar to NetSuite, Zoho offers everything from invoicing to bill payments to accounting software to CRM to email to e-signatures, contracts, and more, okay? It has it all, let's just be honest. It's truly a one-stop shop for your online/admin type needs. That being said, I still don't really feel like it's very easy or intuitive to use, and it kind of leaves a lot to be desired when it comes to simplification. You have to kind of jump between all of the different modules in order to do things. So like invoicing is separate from accounting, is separate from email, is separate from e-signatures, is separate from, you know what I mean? Like everything is kind of separate. Overall, the price is fair, but each module is kind of billed separately unless you do Zoho One. And Zoho One is, I believe, around $105 per month or $90 if you pay annually per user. So overall, I'm going to give this one 3 stars. Next, we have Xero, and that's Xero with an X. This is also a really popular software kind of around the world, actually. I actually don't generally hate this one. It does have all the features that we kind of want and need in an accounting system and all in one space. And it does easily sync with most payroll software out there. The rules function fairly well, and it's pretty easy to learn and utilize this one. People who start in Xero actually really love it, and they generally don't ever want to leave, which I get it. The biggest issue that I have with this option is the bank feeds and the reconciliation process. So the bank feeds have a tendency of like disconnecting very regularly. And then when you reconnect them, no transactions actually come through. And then you try to manually add the transactions, and the system sometimes has difficulty reconciling, and the reconciliation process is frustrating. So it's just kind of like an all over kind of a thing. And the reconciliation process is frustrating as an accountant because you never really reconcile the accounts. With other software, this like closes out the period, but Xero doesn't do that. It reconciles almost like automatically every single transaction that comes in, and it does it based off of the import. So if you don't import the transactions, then it doesn't recognize the reconciliation. So it's a little odd, and it really sometimes has difficulty aligning. So cost to use the system overall is pretty good, starting at about $13 a month. So overall, I would give this one a 4-star. Wave is the next one on this list. I also really don't mind Wave, but I definitely think of it as more of an option for like a brand new business. It has the ability to link your bank accounts and reconcile them, which I appreciate. It didn't have this before. It also offers like an integrated payroll solution within the file. That does have a price to it, but every payroll software does. So you can really kind of get everything done as far as an itty-bitty business goes. My primary issues with Wave are like the chart of accounts and its overall ability to handle more complexities. I think their chart of accounts is pretty difficult to manage and modify, and that makes scalability pretty difficult. Their reporting is also pretty limited, in my opinion. I will say, though, that they do seem to be kind of working on improvements regularly, so this might change over time. And at a price starting at $3 per month, you can't really beat that. So overall, I give this one 3.5 stars. FreshBooks is actually one of my favorites. They've really improved since coming onto the accounting software scene. Its bank feeds are great, its invoicing looks professional, they function great, etc. Overall, I don't really have too many complaints about this software. The only thing I can really think of is just the limitation to their chart of accounts. It is kind of difficult to modify their chart of accounts, and it's pretty limited, but I think this is really a necessary feature for businesses that make over $100K in annual revenue. I have spoken to a representative recently, though, and they have told me that they have made some recent improvements as far as their chart of accounts goes. So I'll update you on this when I know a little bit more. They're also supposedly working on an accountant dashboard, which I'm personally pumped about, but and it's starting at about $35 a month. I think it's a pretty great deal too. So overall, I give this one 4.5 stars. And last, but certainly not least, we have QuickBooks. QuickBooks is the one that pretty much everyone knows, right? This option does have a desktop and an online version. The benefits of the desktop option are it's kind of a one and done. So once you buy it, you don't have to buy it again. You do have the option to upgrading to the next year's edition. So you could potentially pay one fee every year, but you don't have to. So once you get the option, you can kind of leave it. They are, however, kind of doing away with this option in the sense that they're no longer going to support it. So if you have issues, they won't fix it. They're wanting to turn this into kind of a recurring subscription. So online is really king here, right? Their online software is great. They have all the features that you need, and their system is pretty user-friendly. They also have a mobile app, but I will confess that their mileage tracker is pretty hit or miss on their app. So I personally wouldn't rely on it. It does have a lot of great features and allows you to connect with your accountant. They also have an expansive app area where you can kind of integrate with so many different apps. They also have integrated payroll app, but that one's not my favorite either. My primary complaint with QuickBooks is that it's really too easy and it gives people the confidence to do it by themselves, which is great, but they usually end up missing some key steps in the accounting process and end up with messy books that they then need to pay someone to clean up later down the road, right? That and their customer service is extremely hit or miss. I think that they might actually have the worst customer service I have ever experienced in my entire life. Overall, though, QuickBooks is still king of the accounting software world, and you'd be hard-pressed to find something that works better. It is a little bit more expensive. They start at $30 a month, but really only super small businesses are going to be able to utilize this option. You're most likely going to need to pay $55 a month, and that price is very regularly increasing, like every couple months. But overall, I'll have to give this option 4.5 stars. So now that you know about the most popular accounting software options, how do you pick the right one for you, right? So let's answer a few questions to decide. How old is your business? If you're a brand new business and you don't have inventory, let's go for QuickBooks or Wave. If you're more established, you probably want to go QuickBooks or Xero even. Those will be the best options. If you're old hat and you have an international presence, I would recommend Xero, but you could also go the route of NetSuite if you have a dedicated accounting department or full-time bookkeeper and controller. I really can't recommend NetSuite in general, but if you need all those features and have a multi-million-dollar business, it might be a good fit for you. If you have inventory, I would probably recommend QuickBooks or Xero. Neither of these options has like an amazing inventory tracking system. It's pretty basic, but it can definitely work. But they do integrate with most of the popular options that are out there for tracking inventory, such as Shopify or Toast point of sale systems, that kind of stuff. As a professional accountant, my recommendation is still, generally speaking, going to be QuickBooks for the best overall accounting system. But, well, what do you think? Which accounting system did you choose for your business? What are your favorite things about the one that you chose? I would love to hear more about it in the comments below. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you in the next video.